everyone. Welcome in, settle in. I'll be with you now in a second. Hope all is well, you're all good, and you're ready to relax. It's something I definitely treat this Thursday evening session as a lovely wind down. That's what we want now. And many of you got back to me about the Yoga Nidra, which is kind of like the deep relaxation side of things, and we'll try and go there again this evening now, hopefully all going well. So to start, lie back on your back, bend your knees and put your feet on the mat and just kind of settle into that lovely kind of easy position, easy for the spine, easy for the hips, and we will go from there now. I'll just make sure everything's okay here with the screen and everything, and get comfy. I love the phrase and the thought that we're all only one deep breath away from relaxation. It's great, isn't it? Very achievable. A gorgeous bright evening now outside, nothing like it. Keep it coming. Just bring up them temperatures a little bit now. Lovely. Yeah, we're good. Experience your whole body melting down onto the mat now. Experience the sensation of, almost weightlessness, where there is no hanging on. There is very, very little pressure anywhere. There is simply just this almost permission that you give all parts of your body to soften and ease down. You've done the hard work today, And for the live class participants, you guys, you have come through another, I'm sure, very, very busy week. And I always treat these Thursday evening sessions as an opportunity to reflect on the week, an opportunity to just to take stock, see how you're feeling, slow down. And the stretches and the movements that I choose for the Thursday evening classes, they have a sort of restorative component. So there's an idea where I really want you to gain back energy. So it's not about pushing too far or going too hard. It's about kind of finding that sweet spot of stretch and ease and breath and calmness. It's that, that magic word, enough. It's kind of about finding, in terms of your yoga practice, enough. Not too much that it will drain you, but not too little that you feel not like you're not challenged, but it's that little sweet spot. I'm sure you know what I mean. So if you can, you might be able to close the eyes if you haven't already. And when you close your eyes, you automatically bring the attention a little closer inwards. And one of the first things we notice is how comfortable we are. And the other thing we notice is our breath. And you often don't have to change your breath, because when you close your eyes and you notice your breath, it's beautiful. It automatically slows down and it automatically goes into this resting breathing rate, which is about, 12, 14 breaths per minute in and out, and maybe less. Your heart rate comes down to a resting heart rate. And give yourself a few minutes here, and your blood pressure, if high, comes down to where it should be. So that's kind of nice to know. Basically by not doing anything. I'm all about that. I think that's great. If you can not do anything and get a great result. So a long breath in now. We'll just kind of go a little deeper, a little further with that big breath, and a nice easy breath out. We're experiencing the whole body coming down, melting down and softening onto the mat, sinking deeper and deeper with every breath. And our awareness just traveling all around the body, deep into the lungs, into the arms, into the legs. And it's kind of like you're just sparking up something now. You're sparking up a little bit of energy by becoming way more aware of yourself than anything else in the whole world. Another big breath in. It will revitalize you and will get you ready for the movement part. And then I'd like you to roll onto your side with your knees bent and support your head any way you like. So I tend to use a block or something. I find that grand and supportive. You might prefer to have a cushion or a pillow, anything at all. We want the two knees stacked on top of each other. We're going to straighten and lengthen out the top leg. Now I want you to really lengthen that top leg to the point where you feel like you've almost lifted your waist off the mat. So you're really pushing that leg as far away from you as you can. Now, if your hip is uncomfortable on the floor, which it could easily be, just change that up a little bit, or see if you can pull down a blanket or something to stick under that hip, or a cushion. Go up a little bit and down a little bit. Just a little. Don't worry, this won't get crazy now or anything. This is just a little. Up and down. And we're going to keep it kind of mid-height and draw a few circles with that leg. And then a few circles in the other direction of that leg. Healthy hips, that's what this is about. Great. And then bend the two knees, pop them on top of one another, and just give that top leg a little bit of a rub out. Now, the top leg is going to come forwards and onto the floor. The bottom leg stretches out. So for some, you might feel a stretch in your top hip when you're doing it, but the actual purpose now is to see about lifting the long leg, the underneath one now. Up and down a few times, healthy hips. Now the kind of a crazy move coming up straight away. We're barely moving, and I'm going to just tweak things around. Can you grab the foot? Top foot, as you can see. Just grab onto it. That's a stretch. But some of you might like to take that leg a little bit higher. This is kind of like happy baby pose, but on your side. You might like to take it a little bit higher. And at that point, you might be going, it's plenty, that's enough. But some people might like to go the full hog and straighten the leg out to go a fair bit deeper into the stretch. It's not for everyone. It's just if you think, you know what, that feels pretty good, I'll try it out. So you decide. It's a deep hip stretch, whatever way you look at it. Lovely. Come on down, roll over onto your opposite side, and we'll start off with the little circles for the top leg. So I'll just change sides so I can keep an eye on things here, and you'll be able to see me. There's no point me turning my back to you. Yeah, just had to check something. And then off we go. Top leg, push it away so you've really got your waist off the floor. And then you're into little lifts. And straight away, I think you tend to notice which hip is a little bit stronger than the other. Straight away, you kind of pick up on these small details. Try to keep the breath fresh and deep because your muscles need it. We go into our circles. Just little warm-ups for the hip joint. Good job. Other direction. Keep your waist off the floor here if you can. I know that's not easy, but it just means keeping this long leg at work, not kind of hitched up here. All right. Let's put that foot on the floor. Oh, and you can tell sometimes that can feel like a stretch. It mightn't have it on one side, but it might on the other. All right. It's the long underneath leg now. That's the turn to lift. Oh, I never did the rub. She could have done that, yeah, easily. Up and down a few times. I know this is a bit of work now, but we love it, I hope. A little bit of wake-up work for these hips. Keep the waist lifted. Keep breathing. Last one. Excellent. Now, where you are, it doesn't matter what way you're facing or that, just lie onto your back. Take a block if you have one, put it in between your knees, your thighs, your feet are on the mat. And we're going to just help our back out now. A couple of melty kind of pelvic tilts. By melty, I mean kind of kind and easygoing things for your spine. I would keep a little squeeze in the block if you want to add a little bit of strengthening with this gentle pelvic tilt. And the strengthening you'll get in your groin area and also the pelvic floor and the glutes. So by keeping some bit of action there in the block as you're doing this, you can get some lovely work done. Oh, I never did the big mad stretch. I knew. My brain is gone. I was thinking to myself while I was doing the other move, I was like, there is one other thing and it just couldn't come to me. We'll roll over and we'll do it now in a sec. That's the problem when you're not in a live group because someone would have reminded you. That can happen. All right, let's lie back onto our side. Finish off that sequence. Grab onto your foot anywhere you can. How did I forget that? Anyway. Maybe I have an excuse. Let's lift the leg up. A bit early yet. Okay. How far you want to go? Sure, you know yourself. I knew there was one big deal missing, but there you go. At least it flicked back into my head. Thankfully, find this much tighter now on this side myself. Go as straight or as high as you want with that leg. But just again, it's about the enough. Remember that one? Enough stretch for you today on that area. Lovely, isn't it? Nice, easy going, deep way to get into the hip area. All right, let's come on down. And you're up back on your back. And now it's glute stretch, right? Different type of hip stretch. Crossing one foot over the thigh. You can gather your legs up towards you and go gently side to side if you'd like that. And we have so many different ways, and you probably know them by now, ways that you can modify this to suit you. So some people like rocking, some people stay still, some like to keep their feet on the floor. Others will reach their arms up to the sky, maybe top leg up or bottom leg up. So there's so many ways that you can optimize this to challenge yourself sufficiently but gently. Other side. So rocking or staying still. Arms could be reaching up now, bottom leg could be reaching up. Nice breath happening, always the nice breath. Just keeps the oxygen flowing deeply wherever it needs to get to in the body. You know, if a certain muscle wants a little bit more of it, that tends to be when it demands you breathe a little deeper or a little, maybe sometimes a little faster. Now feet together, knees out, and just ease into that one. Give the hips a little wiggle, give the shoulders a little relaxation. We just pause here in the space, having the stretch. No extra pressing or pushing, just leave gravity do this bit. There'll be plenty of other stronger stretches for the hips. Just let's leave gravity for now. And for the arms, if you take your arms out to the side, hands up, but then you bend your elbows at a 90-degree angle and you try and allow the back of the hands to come close to the floor. So it's just again gravity. This is a very open position, opening the front of the chest and shoulders, opening the inner hips, just giving as much space to places that just mightn't get this depth of stretch during a typical day. You'll pick up on small things. One hand could come closer to the floor than the other. And that's just suggesting that external rotation is a little tighter on the side where the hand doesn't come down. And that's just a shoulder movement that I'm talking about. Some will know of it, but it's a very important shoulder movement. And if it feels stiff, just let it be here. Just breathe with it, breathe into it. Now, if you could leave your arms where they are, you'll get great value out of this. Move the knees back together again. Leave the arms where they are. Lift the knees up towards your tummy, both of them, and then roll both knees over to the one side and see if you can leave the arms where they are. That's a much bigger stretch. This one can be so noticeable if you had a big dinner because it twists your insides. It twists the stomach contents. Sometimes it's only you'll notice it to one side, but that's just a by the way. You'll get a really strong rotation from that. Now bring your feet back onto the mat. Knees lift up and then knees go over. Some people feel that a lot across the front of the chest and shoulders. And just out of curiosity, check in on where the hands are at again. Because often when they've been in that position for this long, they've come a little closer to the floor. I just think that's amazing. Give them time and they will release. Give them time and they will stretch. But in some yoga sequences, like for example, the Monday class, it's a little bit stronger, sometimes a little faster paced. Sometimes if there are restrictions that in certain movements, you know, we don't spend this kind of time hanging out basically in the moves. That's what Thursday is for, to help that. Bring the knees and feet back onto the mat. Now we're going for bridge. Can you leave your arms where they are? Because it's cool, you'll be noticing different things now. Let's lift up into a little bridge. Lift your hips up, lift your hips up, lift up. Interesting now here, have the hands changed, have the arms changed. That's so. Come all the way down again. Let's squeeze the hips, lift the hips, push up to the sky, create a bridge shape, keep the head relaxed. Push into the feet to get as high as you can and do keep your breath just steady out. Just as long as you're breathing, that's the number one. Come on down, we've just got one more. But just check in yourself. How are the shoulders? How are the arms? Compared to how they were the minute you got into this position. Tell me you're noticing that that's kind of cool, that the hands just, they've flopped back a little further. You'll only notice that if they were kind of short off the mark, if you get me. If they were not on the floor at the very start. I'm impressed. Come all the way down. And now you take your knees. Up to you. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. And we'll be moving towards child's pose now because our back and our body has been on the floor for a while. So let yourself roll over, come into child's pose, and we'll take a little sequence from that position then. Your shoulders could do a lovely stretch after being out there, and the stretch is actually completely different, right? It's arms down by your side. And drop the shoulders now. So once the arms are down by your side, drop the shoulders heavy, and you get this nice little stretch across the shoulder blades. If you don't like that sensation of your head down that low at the moment, get a block or cushion or something and bring the ground up to meet you, so you don't have to have the head as low. You still get the same result from the shoulder stretch there. So you could have a block, no problem at all. You could have cushions supporting your head, but you feel, I hope, the shoulder stretch in that by literally, again, gravity kind of doing some work there and just allowing the back of the shoulders to just spread, allowing some space into the back of the thoracic spine. Can you send a big, deep breath there? Because that's going to make a big, big difference to what you're experiencing. Now, crawl the hands out to the side, and you can see mine if you need to look, just fingertips now are on the floor. My hands are like little tiny tarantulas, little spiders, and I'm just rolling the shoulders around now. So I'm looking to explore every movement that I possibly have around the upper back body. You know, it's a blind spot, the upper back body. You can't really see it. Basically, I'm working on, girls will get this, you know, the place where it's really hard to get fake tan onto. Like those corners or that part of your back where you can't really see it well or reach it. But anyway, you'll know what I mean, if you know what I mean. Come all the way up onto all fours now. That'll feel good, okay? Release the hands any way you want, just before you start a cat and cow. Knees under the hips, you know that. Let's reach up, head up, tail up. And then we round our back and just kind of go nice and melty and easy here on yourself now. Close the eyes if you like. You know this now like the back of your hand. This is unique movement to you. The idea is that we're trying to encourage kind of healthy, normal movement through our spine. And we're helping that with our breath, and we are being guided mainly by whatever we need. So if you need to lean over to the left now or over to the right, please take that guidance from your body. Take those cues and stretch whatever bit of your spine and trunk that you feel, yes, that's the corner I really need today for whatever reason. Let's take it right up then to downward dog, and we'll get into the legs a bit more. So pushing one heel towards the floor, nice and slow. Many different ways to do all this now. And then the other heel to the floor, really slow. It will not go touching the floor, but you're just working in that direction. And then pedal. So we're just kind of slowly kind of moving the calves, moving the heels, keeping the neck totally chilled, nothing to do up there. And then we move out wide with the feet, really wide. And we'll do the same crack there, pushing one heel towards the floor, go slow initially. Breathe. And then the other side, slow and deep, on purpose. Keep your breath strong. And then push forwards into a plank, a wide-legged plank. You can drop your knees if you felt like that's just a bit strong for your mid-body or your back. Otherwise, keep the knees off the floor. Breathe. Now in plank, we're going to slowly pivot and turn our heels together in one direction. And then come back, pivot and turn our heels in the other direction. Can you do that again? Pivot over to the other side, heels tip the ground. Pivot over to the other side and heels tip the ground. That's fantastic. Come and lie on your tummy now. And when you're down on your tummy, I want you to prop up onto your elbows. Got it? Sphinx pose, palms are down, lift your chest. Breathe, press your feet into the floor. Push your pubic bone into the floor. Lift your chest. Gorgeous, keep the neck free from any tension. And then ease back again into child's pose. We'll be standing now in a second. So back we go. Take the pressure off completely. Fall into a deep child's pose of your choice where there is no pressure anywhere in your body. Okay, move it forwards, hands and knees. Take the left foot outside the left hand. Now I'll just need to change this spot so you'll be able to see what's next. Move the back knee back, way far back. So like get a good stretch into the front of your hip. Okay, now let the knee go out to the side and then back in again. Let it go out to the side again and then back in again. Can you adjust your back leg any further back at this stage? Or is it kind of happy enough now where it is? Out and in. Out and in. Now the next time it's in, I want you to glue the arm and inner leg together. And I want you to almost like push them against each other. Resist the knee pulling in, the arm pushing out, like there's kind of this strength technique going on here. Now at the same time, if you can manage it, could you lift the back knee off the floor? You need to curl your toes under to do that. So the back knee is coming up off the floor, quite a strong position. Keep pulling the front leg in as you lift the back knee. It's a kind of a lunge position, a high lunge. Lower down the back knee, and we're going to slowly walk this front foot across your body. This is going to be fun. It's pigeon. Can we slide that leg down? And I can change my position now so you'll be able to see a little bit more. And let's get nice and low in that spot. No blocks needed now. We won't be there for too long. While you're here, lift your chest today. So we're not going to go totally low here. We're going to just try and gain a little bit of arm strength. My elbows are on the floor. Lift the chest. I am going to take you into one strong move now just to try it out. See what you think of it. Come all the way up onto your hands. You bend the back knee. Hopefully it's comfy. Sometimes the knee joint on the floor doesn't really like it a huge amount, but look, I think you can do it. Bend the back knee. Reach back. Whoa. It's a strong one, isn't it? Now lift your chest and push the back foot into your hand. This is quite deep and quite strong. So do as much of it as you like. If you feel like grabbing the leg is not for you, you can go with the lift here and get really, really tall with the lift. But if you're game on and it feels okay for you to grab the foot, well, hey, that's what you do. So it's just that magic word again. What's enough for you? And it mightn't be like it could be totally different today to say if you repeat this class again, in a few days' time. It varies every day. Okay, lower down, and let's come back and out of it through downward dog. So curl the back toes under. Lots of breath. Help yourself slide back there. And we'll just pedal around the legs a little bit. You have it now. Come on down. And now take the right leg outside your right hand. So again, once you've got the right leg outside the right hand, you can have your hands as fists or palms down. That bit's totally up to your comfort levels. And we're out with the knee and then back in again. All the way out and back in. Slowly out and back in. Feeling the groin stretch, no doubt. Feeling the inner hips kind of getting lubricated, getting loosened up. And getting some magical space, that's what we're after. Ready for the strengthening bit? That's the stretchy bit we just did. So the strength bit then is you've got to get to work here. You've got to pull the leg into the arm and vice versa. You're trying to use the powerful arm strength to resist the pull in here. So they're kind of trying to squeeze each other here. squeeze each other. It's a big, big hip stretch. Now, of course, for those of you who have a good, strong yoga practice and you're well able, you want to be kind of lifting the back knee here. So curling the back toes under, lifting up that back knee. So it becomes really powerful. And that power, you know, it will be energy giving, you know, it's not going to sap your energy. It's going to increase your energy, because the way the sequence is, there's sections to it where there's bursts of energy and then there's calm moments, and all that feeds into a very good cycle of energy for you in the longer term. So, all right, let's change it into pigeon pose. So back knee down, cross over this leg, walk it all the way, and then we land it down somewhere. Got that? Moving the back leg back now. And we come down onto our elbows for the moment. And we just settle in there. I'm definitely starting to need new pants, but that's neither here nor there. Just something that keeps coming into my head each time my pants are on the move south. There you go. Random details. Pushing into the elbows, lift your chest. Lots of breath. Now we can try the kind of quirky, strong bit if you like. If you want to go for it, you're coming up into your palm, into the palms of the hands, and we're just sussing out, okay, is it comfortable to bend the knee first? We don't just wrench it back. We kind of say, right, how does the knee feel about this? And feeling good? Yeah. Then you might think about holding on. You might think about grabbing, lifting. I'm on my fingertips here. Whoa. If you've got the balance and the strength for it, whoa, 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 depends. Well, I do not. You could lift your arm up. You could, but I just don't have it at the moment, so there's no point in pretending. I can try and fall over. But this is my enough. This is plenty. You're doing amazing. All right, we take the leg down, downward dog, and then we'll be coming up to standing, all right? Let's take a big breath in. Exhale your way back. Lovely work, gang. Enjoy every bit of that. And then we walk the hands back, back, back to the back of the mat, where we'll hang out in an upside down position for a while. So a lovely forward fold with the feet about hip distance apart, the head dangling. Now the upper body has nothing to do. So you've had a bit of pressure on your hands. So give them a little shake off. Imagine shaking off any tension that's sitting around your body. So just give them a good flick and then settle. Drop the head. Nod your head. I love that move, nodding it as if you're saying yes. The head just gets nice and loose. The neck muscles soften. In turn, the jaw muscles soften. Begin to push a little more energy into the feet, because when you push down, the floor is going nowhere. That energy is reverberated back up through the back of the legs in terms of a stretch. I want you to try and pedal your legs in this stretch. Gently straightening one knee, gently straightening the other. Working one stretch, working the other. And what I want you to add to this now is like a little bit of sway. So it's random. There isn't a right way to do this. This is just allowing yourself to move naturally, upside down, as this stretch is deepening. Now, slow it down and bring your elbows up onto your knees. Head slowly comes up, moving the neck around. And then hands onto the legs as you slowly lengthen yourself up. You've been upside down now for a while and low to the ground for a while. So from a blood pressure point of view, just do that nice and slowly. Move the head around, move the shoulders around, and take the arms out wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lovely side stretch. Give yourself time there. Inhale, everything is reaching up again. Exhale, you're over to the side. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. Up. And over. Now we're going to stay upright for quite a bit now, okay? So pop the hands onto the hips, facing the front of your mat. Take your right knee all the way up to your right hip height. Roll around your right ankle a couple of times and just remain balanced here, focusing on something then that isn't moving, something steady, something that will give you a little bit of control and focus, as will your breath. Now we're going to try and land this right foot up at the front of the mat somewhere, but don't worry about how many steps it takes to get there. So let's put the right foot all the way as far up as we can and settle into warrior two. Arms floating out. With this warrior, we're now going to take the arms behind the back, interlace them, tuck the tail down, shoulders back, big chest stretch there, and then reach the arms connected back behind you and enjoy the space that you feel you're creating there. Try to keep the front knee stacked over the ankle in front. So when you're doing something with the upper body, that front knee is going to dilly-dally a little bit. It's going to do its own thing. And you want to keep a little bit of control when you know what to do with it. Okay, after that, reverse warrior. Release the hands, back arm, top arm reaches up. You get a lovely little side stretch there. Brilliant. And then tumble forwards to get the elbow onto the thigh, back arm reaching up, and a gorgeous side stretch now for the opposite side. Let's take the two hands to the mat. We're back to downward dog. Walk the hands back slowly, standing up slowly. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, over to one side. Inhale, up tall. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, up tall again. Exhale, over to the side. Important to get these deep side stretches in. Inhale, up tall. Exhale, over to the side. And then come up. Bring your hands onto your hips. And let's lift that left knee up to your hip height. Roll around the left ankle joint. Then slow it down and pause and balance here. Balance often is where you need your breath the most. It's a really strong isometric work for the body. Isometric means there's nothing moving, but your muscles are working. So it can be quite a strong activity, even though it might seem quiet. There's a lot going on here, as you can feel. All right, try the stepping. Get this left foot to the front, warrior two. Doesn't matter how many steps you take to get there, just as long as you settle into your favorite version of warrior two. So front knee over front ankle, strong straight back leg, arms out wide, shoulders back. Yeah, you have all that now. And now we link the hands behind the body. Tuck the tail down. It makes a massive difference for this stretch. Then shoulders back. Then arms back. And in this direction, it's going to feel a little bit different. Front knee out over the front ankle. That'll keep your legs in a strong stretch. Notice the power of a big breath here. It's massive. It completely intensifies the stretch. Just shows the volume that each breath brings in, influencing the stretch. And then we release into reverse warrior. Stretching one side of the body. And then over we go to the other side. Elbow down. Arm lengthening, strengthening the back leg as you reach the top arm. So powerful back leg, top arm lengthening. Slow and steady now here. Hands to the mat, pivot on the back foot, and I'll meet you in downward dog. Brilliant. Now, we're going to do a double leg calf stretch here. So in downward dog, bend both knees and actively try and push both heels towards the floor with bent knees. And you'll feel there's a locking point. You know, there is so far that these heels will go to with bent knees. Just be there. We're stretching a very deep part of the calf complex, a muscle called your soleus. We're getting into that right now. Breathe here. Fantastic. It's going to feel great after that. Slowly, slowly, knees down, knees out. Child's pose, relax the feet. For a small upper body stretch, put both hands together just at the back of your head. And there you have an underarm tricep stretch. It's a beauty. If you want to intensify this stretch, move one elbow forwards a centimetre and then the other, and then press your hands into one another, and you'll feel the difference. Now slowly move out of that position and come back onto your back again. Doesn't matter what way you're facing. So just come back onto your back the easiest way possible for you. And when you get there, it's a gentle groin stretch. You're going to stretch one leg long on the mat, cross over one foot onto your knee, and then let the other knee just collapse. Let the other knee just drop down. So many of you won't feel a thing here because that portion of your groin is not tight. Some of you will feel quite a strong stretch. Either way, breathe into it. Just let gravity do the work. Just let gravity lengthen the groin if it needs to be lengthened. Now change sides, lengthening out one leg, putting the foot over the thigh, and then just letting gravity do the work. It might feel completely different. Let's just let that stretch happen. If anyone's lower back is annoying them in any way, just move a little bit. Sometimes if there's a strong pull in the groin here, it can affect the back a little bit. It'll just give you a niggle, so you've got to move out of that position. It's not doing any harm, it's just a connection. Now, get your mind ready for rest. And then physically, get yourself cozy for rest. So take any last little stretch that you feel your body needs, would like. You know better than anyone. You know your favourite little moves for your body. So once you've done those, if you feel you're ready to go for it, get warm, get really comfortable, and I'll talk you through the rest. As you're settling down, experience every part of your body becoming closer and closer to the mat, happier and happier with the position that you've chosen. And if you feel that a part of your body isn't happy or wants to move out of that spot, you can do that. You can change at any time. You can move at any time. Give the fists a little squeeze just to ensure there's very little left now in the upper body. A good squeeze and then a release. Soften the expression on your face, eye muscles, jaw muscles, tongue in your mouth, throat. This is quiet time now. This is one-to-one time with yourself in its truest form, without movement, without expectation. This is just you, present, and everything is okay. So hopefully you can close the eyes and you can get involved here and you can follow my voice. Your mind may drift, which is so normal and so welcome. But moment by moment, your body will soften deeper and further into the most relaxed place for you. We bring our awareness to the right side of our bodies. The entire right side of your body. We become aware of the right side of the head, the right ear, the right cheek, the right side of our neck. And we take a deep breath in and out as we soften the right side of our face, the right side of the neck. You think about the right arm. You visualize the right arm, the right shoulder, down along the arm bone to the elbow, the inner crease of the elbow, the outer point of the elbow, and down along the forearm to the wrist, the outer wrist, the inner wrist, and further down into the hand, visualizing the natural curve inwards of your resting hand, back of the hand, and the palm of your hand, the thumb, the index finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the little finger. And with a gentle breath in and out, we soften the entire right arm, the right hand. We move down in our mind to the right rib cage, the right waist, and down into the right side of our pelvis. We visualize the entire right leg, becoming aware of the entire right leg. Visualizing the right hip, down along the thigh bone and into the right knee, top of the right knee, the back of the right knee. All the way down along the right shin and calf, around the right ankle joint, and visualizing and becoming aware of the entire right foot. Top of the right foot, the bottom of the right foot, and all of the toes on your right foot. With a gentle breath in and out, we soften the entire right leg and the whole right side of your body. Relaxed. At ease. And resting. We become aware of the entire left side of the body. The entire left side of the body. Visualizing the left ear, the left cheek, left side of your neck. With a gentle breath in and out, you're softening the left side of the face and neck. Becoming aware of our left arm, the entire left arm. Visualizing the left shoulder and moving down the arm bone into the elbow joint, the inside of the elbow joint, the inner crease, and the point at the back of the elbow. And moving down the forearm and around and into the wrist, the back of the wrist, front of the wrist. And becoming aware of your left hand, the back of the hand and the palm of the hand, the left thumb, the index finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the little finger. With our gentle breath in and out, we soften the entire left arm. Bringing our awareness to the left rib cage, the left waist, and down into the left hip and pelvis. And visualize the entire left leg, becoming aware now of the left leg. Moving from your hip joint down along the thigh bone into the knee joint, the front of the knee and the back of your knee. And moving down the shin bone and the calf and all around your ankle. And becoming aware of your left foot, the top of the left foot, the bottom of the left foot, and all of the toes of your left foot. Visualizing the entire left side of your body. gentle breath in and out, we relax and soften the left leg and the entire left side of your body. The left side of your body at rest, completely at ease. Both sides of your body relaxed and restoring energy. Send your breath deep and low into every part of your body. And as you're at home, please feel free to stay in this exact position now. If you like, you can bring your hands to your heart center and you can just whisper in your mind your little namaste and a huge well done for your practice this evening. I'll say my good nights quietly and I'll leave you be until we meet again. Namaste and good night.